being a fan of any team has its highs, has its lows, and that's why sports are awesome. But you got to want it. These players have to want it, and I personally feel the first half of this game, the Bills wanted it more. But thank you guys for being here. Let's watch some of the highlights from the Ravens' loss in the divisional round to the Buffalo Bills.
He was a big factor in that first matchup in the passing game, staying in the block here as Lamar has time, dances around and escapes. Here he goes. Taron Johnson at an angle, but it's too late. Lamar.
See, that was a great first drive here. He saw the holes in the pocket with the pressure. The Buffalo Bills were winning at the line of scrimmage, but Lamar saw the holes and decided to take off.
Has the first down. Pass all the way there, so it's a 2nd and 10. He's got that Statue of Liberty pause and then throws downfield, and look at Likely.
I want us to pay attention to Likely's hands here. Everything thrown his way, he catches.
Down to the 22-yard line.
Putting them both out in the field, they're like wide receivers.
This was a great first drive.
Ball at 3rd and 3 from the gun. Lamar, first option closed down. Now he goes to the end zone, wide open, and a Ravens touchdown right off the bat with Bateman from 6.
Huge first drive. Huge first drive for us. Perfectly called, perfectly executed. Not a lot of mistakes. But here's where it all starts to change.
16 yards out. Jackson to Bateman.
Well, you'll
Look at this right here.
see he's looking there.
Look at that, how much space he has. Where did that go?
And right there at the top of the screen.
Wide of his quarterback.
Now here's where it all starts to change.
He was productive last week. Big presence on 3rd down. Allen. Deep ball. Open. Caught.
Brandon Stevens.
Shakir with the catch at the Ravens' 34-yard line.
You know we always got to watch Josh's legs in key situations.
There you go, Tony. Keeps it. He's got it.
Our defense had to be ready for that. They had to have known this was coming on 4th and 2.
Key situations.
You see he's running the ball. Josh Allen is not very fast. He doesn't have quick cuts either. There is no excuse. I don't know. I mean, Hamilton's completely fooled here on the bottom. Hamilton is completely fooled. He's not even watching the ball. He's watching his wide receiver. Sheesh, guys.
There you go.
Right here, too. He was getting blocked away, though. That was actually a good block.
Tony keeps it. He's got it. And he rips it down to
huge
about
4th down carry, though, for
line.
Josh.
Running behind Deion Dawkins. Got 7. Cook. Back deep. Takes the handle. Cuts outside. Able to get away from Hump.
All night long, we just had bad angles for the outside runs on Cook. You just look. Humphrey right here takes a terrible angle on this tackle. He needs to be playing further out, but he bites on the inside. He needs to be playing further out right here.
Takes the handle. Cuts outside. Able to get away from Humphrey and pick up 9 down to about the 10-yard line. Has a 2nd and goal. Gonna hand it off.
Too easy.
Walking in
Too
for
easy.
the touchdown is Ray Davis, the rookie.
By Shakir right here. He's going to get down, do the dirty work. He blocks the great Kyle Hamilton. And
2nd and 11.
Here's where we start to panic. Buffalo methodically just drove down the field on us. It's 2nd and 11. And this is where we start to panic.
Looking to pass all the way, and down the field he goes, and it's intercepted right into the hands of Taylor Rapp.
Now, nobody knows why exactly he threw that ball. A lot of people are saying it was just miscommunication between him and Bateman. Is that a route that Flowers usually runs, and Lamar has experience, better experience, or I should say more experience throwing to him? Yes, possibly, right? But man, that's the second time this year that him and Bateman has just been off, not on the same page. But that was just a terrible interception. That might have been his worst interception he threw all year long.
Here's Allen.
Underneath, soft zone, wide open. Like I've said in the last couple of videos I've done, when you leave this much space underneath, and your corners and safeties, and you have your line, even your linebackers playing so deep. This is what the Chiefs would have done if we would have made it to the AFC Championship game all night long on us. You cannot leave. It's 1st and 10. What are we afraid we're going to get beat by a deep ball here? That's 10. That's over 10 yards of space that we're leaving uncovered. Easy first downs.
Got his tight end open across the middle. It's Dalton Kincaid.
The second and third level.
Malik Harrison's trash, man. Absolute trash.
Way easier.
By the way.
Here's a second.
Here it goes.
17. Wanting to take off, and it's not there. Boy, they were able to keep him contained.
This too?
It's not there.
Watch this.
Boy.
All right. So who thinks, again, I keep saying think about if we were to, I know we didn't make the next game. We're not playing the Chiefs, but if this was against the Chiefs, Metabike 92.
Able to keep.
This is a flop too. But if that's against the Chiefs, you got to think this way. You got to have composure in the playoffs. You got to be disciplined during the playoffs. We were lucky this wasn't a 15-yard penalty.
Contained.
So we're lucky with that interception. They didn't get any points. But here we are coming out after he just threw an interception. Is Lamar locked in or is he flustered? You would think, like the coaches, if your quarterback is struggling, help them out.
And they run it with Henry. He breaks through past the line.
That is exactly what I mean by helping them out. It's easy to say just run all day. Sometimes the runs weren't there, but 1st and 10, you just knocked off a 10, 11-yard run with Henry.
Dives ahead right at the sticks.
And this formation.
Second quarter.
Hands it off to Hill.
Hill wanted it in this game too. He absolutely wanted it.
No one near him for the first 4 or 5 yards downfield before he got touched. And able to move the football out to the 39 and a new set of downs. Now trying to go up.
All right. So right here, you have Henry. Derrick Henry wide open. Wide open. Covered. This would be a tough throw. Lamar's capable of making that throw, but that would be a tough throw.
Top. No, he won't. Good takeoff. Able to get free again for a big gain as 3 Bill defenders collide. Again,
He tucked and ran it, and that was there. We had moments for that, to take advantage of that.
Jackson completes it. It's Anthony Miller. 2nd and 10.
Linderbaum hasn't had a snap like that all season. Again, lack of focus, lack of discipline. Let's just go back a second and watch that.
Anthony Miller.
By the time Lamar is able to pull this one down, mean, the Bills are coming with the heat. They're coming with the heat right here.
2nd and 10.
All right. So the plays already sucks. He had to account for a bad snap.
Awkwardness.
Now Lamar wanted to be Lamar here, but a pretty savvy quarterback might have thrown this away. Especially right here. Especially right here. Stop trying to make a play. It is 2nd and 10. Live to fight another day. Oh, also, you have Mr. Dump-Off right here. Justice Hill right there.
Jackson wrapped up. The ball's out. Scooped up. Von Miller. Von Miller with Hill chasing after him. Hill tries to swipe the ball out of his hands, but Miller holds on, and the Bills defense has a second takeaway. On a 2nd and 7. Across the middle. Shakir holds on to
Good
it
pass.
down to about the 8.
Good slant.
Tush push. The setup with Reggie Gilliam lined up behind him. Here it is. Allen. He just steamrolls across for the Buffalo touchdown.
3rd to 4th and 2, anything inside there in goal, and you get 2 plays, I don't see how you can stop them. It's such a weapon that other teams don't have.
Bishop is in the secondary for the Bills. Rapp was hurt on that scoop play, fumble return, as Jackson fakes the throw and takes off for about 11.
This should have been a late hit. Out of bounds.
Might have been a little late at Oliver. So again, a rookie is back there for him, Cole Bishop, number 24. Here's a first down throw down the field and open down to the 1-yard line.
It is insane and absolutely unacceptable. We did not get this in. We couldn't knock this in for a touchdown.
It's Bateman.
We started on the 1. They're not going to show how we ended up on the 9-yard line. I'm sorry, the 8-yard line.
Again,
we came out, we ran once. And now we have a situation where we have to pass the ball.
Lamar loves to go to his tight ends down here. Floating, looking, flickering, and ball tap.
Henry this was his 2nd drop. But even if he had caught that, I mean, you guys tell me, do you think he'd be able to turn up and make that and make it to the end zone?
Tight ends down here.
It's a design dump off.
Floating, looking.
He's got 2 linebackers right there. Bateman's just standing still. Here's Bateman right here. Just standing still. I think we would have had a better option going here on the outside, because it'd be 1v1 versus 1v2. Now, if Henry was able to catch that in stride and be moving in the right direction right here, he would have had a better chance, him being Derrick Henry. But when you have to catch the ball and then turn around and make a move on 2 defenders, that's asking a lot.
Flickering, and ball tapped around, and it falls incomplete.
We're actually lucky that wasn't an INT.
Linderbaum with one last shove to boot. Never missed this season from inside 40, but it was a big struggle beyond that. Kick from 26 is good. Barely beats the play clock to go to Davis. Rookie has some speed. Scored a touchdown at the top of this game, and he's got a first down on this occasion, running behind Spencer.
They had a huge night running the ball against us. That's for sure.
Pickup of 16. From the Ravens 47, Davis again, able to fight through a tackle. And he gets Robert near the first down. Long.
Kyle Hamilton would go on at the end of this game and say the defense wasn't physical enough. He's the only one flying around on the field making the tackle. He's out there in coverage. And then when he sees it's a run, or if it's not coming to the guy he's covering, he's there. He's the first one to the ball. Where the hell is the physicality defense?
5. Third down throw down the sideline.
This was absolutely horseshit too. This is not
third down
pass interference.
throw
They said that
down the sideline
on the broadcast. He pushes off.
long
Watch.
5. Third down throw. Down the
Right there, ball's in the air. I think the ball is right here. Right now, it's a fight. It's a hand fight, and they would never usually call this.
sideline.
But he pushes him down right there, and that is pass interference on the defense? Okay.
There's a little push off there, and flag comes.
And he said, the announcer even said, there's a little push off there. So that was more offensive PI than defensive PI. Horse shit.
Out. He was trying to connect with Keon Coleman.
Watch this formation. Who's going to motion? Shakir? You're not going to stay there, are you?
It's Allen. Allen straight ahead. Bulldozes in for the touchdown.
Like I said, this first half, Bills wanted it more.
Watch 64. We're going to pull from this side, but Torrance turns the corner right there. And that's why you hear the MVP chants right now.
Changing it up inside. 4 seconds on the play clock.
Come over here, and Bernard, go get him.
3rd and 5. Jackson's pass complete. Andrews catches balls on the last 2 plays, and he's got a first down.
A lot of success in the first half with 2 tight ends. That's the matchup nightmare. They can run it or throw it and run it either way.
Handoff to Henry. Henry gets a running start. And Henry down to about the 27.
Third quarter now. Look how much more spread out the Bills are. We were playing right into what they were giving us.
Across the middle, Bateman, and he's hammered down from behind by Milano. This is 47. That's a beautiful kick. It's good.
I give it to Justin Tucker. He definitely rebounded this season.
Allen picks something off of it, gets it to Samuel, and he's got the first down. He had Wiggins on him.
And you see they motion him out so they can get detail on what they're playing.
On 3rd and 5, and that's the Ravens
Van Noy.
defense.
Now, love the play. Love the play. Don't like the discipline here. Don't like the discipline. Again, think about it.
Detail on what they're playing.
On 3rd.
I hate this rule, but he almost lifted him up and drove him into the ground. And what would that have been? That would have been a 15-yard penalty.
3rd and 5, and
Kyle Van Noy.
that's the Ravens defense making the play with Kyle Van Noy just driving back the tight end. 2 extra linemen in for the Ravens on 3rd and a foot. They got it with ease, and here he goes. Henry tripped up out at the 46 by Hamlin.
You felt a change in this game after the first half and the second half, and we started ripping off these runs.
On 1st down, Jackson's pass connects with Andrews. We do have a
Good
marker
catch.
down.
Good catch, Mark Andrews.
He takes vitamins and nutrients. He has a strict diet. All of that dedication has made him better throughout
Justice Hill wants it.
season.
There goes Hill, who must be on some kind of regimen of his own.
Yeah.
He's running tonight.
Well, he's looked like that. By the way, he spends more money on that diet than
That was
you
a
do.
horse shit late hit.
Never heard anybody else get that close to.
Speaking of a diet, they feed it to Henry, and he's down to the 5-yard line.
A healthy diet of these running backs. And
Henry only ran
Henry's at the
18
top
times
of
this
the
game.
food chain right here.
Look at the success he's having right here.
Stay with him. Henry,
Yeah.
he's in for the touchdown. Oh, boy, they looked unstoppable on the ground. They just rushed for 68 yards on that drive.
I want you to watch right here. Watch the outstanding job. You push, and then you come off. Rosengarten, awesome job.
Going to take it out of the gun and send Henry out of the backfield as he looks for the tie. Flicks it. It got tipped. Incomplete, and the Bills still cling to a lead.
We would have just kicked the field goal there and just be down by 1. That would have completely changed the game. But I understand the aggressiveness, and I appreciate the aggressiveness, and I want to just, I understand them wanting to tie the game. But you just lost 2 points. We just lost 1 point.
So tipped it.
Can't wait to be reunited with the crew as we begin our West Coast swing. 1st and 10 as Cook
Again,
outside.
that bump, that bounce out to the
nice
to the outside.
Move that put up 9 points to nothing for the Bills.
You have to
Time
set
go
the
Josh
edge.
Allen. It's time.
Still under 100 yards passing in the game. He completes this one.
And I don't know what Humphrey's trying to.
Effort, just backing his way
I don't know what
through
Humphrey's
he
trying to
can
do on
get.
that tackle. He's
Well,
trying to strip the ball, but he also
quarter.
needs to also get him down.
There's someone coming in off the edge.
Allen, in traffic, throws it. No flag intended for Shakir from the right hash.
Props to their kicker,
Martin on
man.
the hold. Here's the Bass kick, and that's a beauty of his own, and it's good. First points of the second half for Buffalo. Fake to Henry. Jackson throws. Got a man wide open. It's Andrews. They dropped the ball, and it's recovered by Bernard.
This right here is where we lost the game. For some reason, Andrews, when he catches this,
Fake to Henry.
he decides
Jackson
to just
throws.
get too cute. Go down the field. Go to the end zone.
Got a man wide open. It's Andrews. They dropped the ball, and it's recovered by Bernard.
All right, at this moment, he already had a drop, and then he had a terrible, terrible fumble there around midfield.
The third turnover committed by the Ravens.
And what they just said, the third turnover for us. When you play playoff football, you cannot turn the ball over 3 times and expect to win the game.
Throwing on first down. He's got a man open. It's Hollins. He's got a first down. Allen quickly now to Ty Johnson. He's got a first. The young man raised in the Baltimore area.
Defense is breaking down.
And the University of Maryland.
You've got to fit right down in here.
Going to run it. Cook wiggles, goes. 14
Cook wants it.
12 within a yard of the first, and it might be Josh Allen time.
Hamilton's
Third and
giving
goal.
it all to giving his all. This was a huge series here and a huge stop. The defense, I mean, they turned it around. They gave up. They bent but didn't break this entire game.
He's going to hand it off or keep it?
He's going to keep it. Going to keep it, and he's going to get double team, triple team, as Washington and company had him high and low. And that kick is good. He drilled both field goal attempts tonight right down the middle.
So this was the final drive of the game. A little over 2 minutes to go, down by 8.
Johnson is back in for the Bills defense. Coming after him again, running away from it. Throws on the run, and it's caught. Caught in stride and taken off down to the 46. That is Wallace with the catch.
What a play by
Tyne Wallace, great catch.
Backpedaling all kinds of time. And wide open, it's Andrews. Shoved out at about the 23.
I mean, Andrews had a good catch there too.
Again, he's getting all kinds of protection all day. Slides over to buy time, flings it down the field. It's caught for the touchdown.
Isaiah Likely's hands, man.
Likely, and the Ravens are a 2-point try away from tying the game.
I don't know what you guys feel about this, but Derrick Henry really wasn't used at all this last possession. And right here, if your season is on the line, if the Super Bowl is on the line, I think you either keep it in Lamar's hands or hand it off to Henry.
Roll.
Hit him right in the chest.
Flip it. Got it. Oh, the ball was dropped. He had the 2-point conversion in his hands. Andrews did not hold on. Tucker on a slick field. Ball is recovered by Rasul Douglas.
They're going to rush you here. That ball is still slick. It's not the best conditions.
No kneel down here.
Well,
off they go. That's Ty Johnson, and he wisely slides to a stop in.
That was the ball game. Couple thoughts. This team, for some reason, can't overcome the huge games. Whether it's discipline, whether it's execution, and something needs to change. It's the same thing every year. And Lamar, I'm going to be honest, and some of you may disagree with me. I love Lamar. He's awesome in the regular season, but he is not awesome in the playoffs. The narrative of him choking in the playoffs is a real one. The Bills wanted this game more, and I take my hats off to them. They are a really good football team, and their game plan was phenomenal on coming out against us. They don't care how they want to win. They don't care how they look. They just want to win, I should say. And it was ugly for them, but they went on, and we go home because we try to be flashy. And this isn't street ball in Florida where you have all day long to throw and you can make cuts and make everyone miss. You're playing in Buffalo. You're playing in the snow. You're playing in like 10 freaking degrees. So the first half, we were not prepared. We did not execute. Our heads were in the game. The moment was too big for us, and it has been too big for us every single year in the playoffs. And some of that is coaching. We are not strategic as a team. We look to score by any means necessary, which works sometimes. It works sometimes. But what I mean about being strategic is we had the ability to do what the Bills did to us. Death by 1,000 cuts, right? Who cares about the splash plays over 40 yards in this type of weather? Grind it out on the ground, control the clock, play error-free football. And for some reason, we don't think like that as a team in these games. We become panicked when the game gets close. We become panicked, and we are not the team that we see all season long. Some of that's on coaching. Now, with Lamar, stop coddling Lamar. Stop saying he's the greatest quarterback the NFL has ever seen, because he will never be the greatest quarterback until he starts winning games like this. And the second half, I am less pissed off about this game than I was last year when we completely laid a massive egg against the Chiefs. We fought. They played their asses off in the second half for the most part, minus Mark Andrews. We fought in this game, and I am proud of them for showing that grit and fighting through all that adversity up there. Now, the first half of the game, that's where we lost this game. And that is on Lamar and how he played. You cannot, like I said earlier in the week, we cannot play hero ball. He cannot try to do everything for everybody on the field. You have to win ugly sometimes. We won a lot of games ugly with Joe Flacco. But even at the end of this game, we were trying to go for the home run the entire time. And you mean to tell me if we tied it up there at the 2-point conversion, leaving a minute 33 on the clock for Josh Allen with all 3 timeouts, do you not think they were going to march down the field methodically and kick a field goal to win it? I mean, it sucks thinking like that. But our defense isn't really what we think it is either. They couldn't get a stop when they really needed to. They gave up, points almost every drive, whether it was 3 points or a touchdown. They played better, but it's almost like we're the opposite of the Steelers. The Steelers started strong this season. They played against terrible teams. They had a great record. We had a harder schedule up front, and our record showed it. I mean, we lost to some bad teams, and that's a whole other thing for another video. But we lost to some bad teams up front, and then we had an easy schedule. And for all of the analysts, they were like, the Ravens defense to turn it around. We played some trash teams on the end, and that's why the stats were what the stats were. So I never really think our defense necessarily really turned it around. Brandon Stevens has been a liability all season long, and they're just not there yet. Roquan did not have a good year. Kyle Hamilton, to me, is the only one really playing back there. If it wasn't for him, we would be screwed. Humphrey's hot and cold. He plays great some games. Other games, it looks like he's lost. But it comes down to, in playoffs, The team that makes the less mistakes will move on. That's why the Chiefs are very frustrating to watch. Mahomes gets a lot of credit because he wins ugly. Josh Allen wins ugly. That is their strategy. Death by 1,000 cuts. They will continue to just grind it out. They will chip away 3-4 yards. We panic. The second it doesn't go our way, we start to panic and unravel. And that starts with Lamar. That starts with Harbaugh. And the rest of the team feeds off of that. You can make an argument that everyone's looking at Lamar and if he's flustered, if that's your leader, then Mark Andrews is flustered. And I know it's cold as hell up there. The ball is slippery, like Tony Romo said. And by the way, fuck Tony Romo. It's bullshit. Like, how many times did he say ball game in the fourth quarter, halfway through the fourth quarter? It wasn't a ball game until the very end. So unnecessary bias there. But either way, you got to make the plays. You are paid to catch the ball. You are paid to be smart with the ball. Lamar was not very smart with the ball in the first half. Now, he rebounded. He played better than Josh Allen, and that is why he's the MVP. But I don't care, just like I said last year, I don't care about the MVP anymore. I really don't. And I feel as a fan, it's embarrassing to keep seeing him go to these award ceremonies when, across the aisle are his peers who have rings. I don't care about the MVP. I'd rather have him have a trash season next year and then make some noise in the playoffs than what we've seen the last 5-6 years. But this goes back to coaching. This goes back to preparation. This goes back to discipline. This goes back to execution. All of those things we did not have. And if I'm Harbaugh, I'm going to stop coddling Lamar. He needs to be told, dude, you are a great quarterback in the regular season, but in the playoffs, you've only beat Ryan Tannehill, CJ Stroud. That's it. Those are the quarterbacks that and I know he doesn't play directly against them, but those are the quarterbacks that Lamar has beaten. Unacceptable. And I want to hear them say that. I want to hear them say that this is unacceptable. They're not. And this goes back to my frustration that we're going to see going into the offseason. They're going to be all smiles and say, like, I believe in this team. We have all the right pieces. We're going to get there, and they're going to pray and all this other bullshit. No, something needs to change. Something needs to change, and I want to keep Lamar. Now, do I think Likely should take over the first slot for tight end? Absolutely. Mark Andrews, thank you for your service. But you've killed us in the playoffs. You can't have a quarterback and a tight end who both at the same time are just imploding. That's not a success for the playoffs. So Likely, please move up, take Mark Andrews' spot next year. You have the hands, you have the aggressiveness, you have the mentality. Now, Lamar, stop being coddled. Take accountability, which you did. You did, and I think you did. I don't know if you were talking about yourself or you were talking about Mark Andrews in the presser after the game. But if I'm Harbaugh, stop coddling your QB. Stop saying he's the best to ever do it because he's not. I will take winning ugly with less than 200 yards from your quarterback than losing like this in the playoffs. I absolutely would. But hats off to the Bills. Please take care of the Chiefs. It's your year. It is the Bills' year. I almost said Redskins, but the Commanders and the Eagles ain't it. This is the AFC Super Bowl again this year. So an AFC team is going to come out and win it. So hats off to the Bills. Ravens, you got some soul searching to do. But we need to be honest with ourselves and go from there. But thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Appreciate it.